let's just go ahead and get into the actual game. It looks like hopefully we're ready. Just let me encourage the team to start the game.
Let me actually do
and
the
here
same.
we go.
Oh, wow, your encouragement
All right.
actually.
Hey man, what can
Perfect.
I say? Got him right into that lobby. Same bands, same picks, so nothing changing. We just had a little bit of a remake halfway through the pick phase. So just gonna do things the exact same way again, and then we'll be able to continue.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, Victor, Vladimir, Trundle, and on the other side it's Nidalee, Kindred, Irelia. So we'll see Lenny picking up the Rice, and Fizz, Elise. Will we be seeing the Rek'Sai again, though? Yes, that seems... You were talking about the Rek'Sai. How good is she in this patch?
Rek'Sai coming back a little bit. The idea that you have an on-command knockup, it's an area of effect. Granted, it's pretty small. It's actually pretty valuable, so no real surprises there. Just going to see two pretty decent jugglers. I might have expected to see something along the lines of like a Graves here. Graves super strong in the jungle now, but it's actually pretty good to see. We're starting to get some meta picks out here. The Caitlyn for Visibility, no big surprise there. It's one of his most played AD carries, along with, I think, Jhin, if I'm not mistaken. Big Jhin player there as well. But it's going to be Caitlyn this time around, and most likely a Lucian to get locked in here for Sliver. Still not totally sure exactly what to expect, but we'll see as we go through here. It's going to be either Lucian or maybe Jhin, Ezreal, something along those lines, depending on their team comp.
Hey, it's going to be Ezreal plus Bard. Well, I didn't see the Bard coming.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's because you had your eyes closed, Techno. You try opening. Yes, okay. That's like the worst way to cast Techno. Don't do that. All right.
You did it last week, and it went pretty well. Maybe I should try it this week.
Well, yeah, yes. It's one of those don't try these things at home, Techno. Leave it up to the professionals.
Are you at home?
Well, I mean, I guess now, but...
you should take your own advice first.
My home away from home. But all right, so last two picks coming in here. Visibility locking in the Maokai for Lenny, most likely. And, of course, I love that. Good luck in life. You're locking in most likely a Karma.
Karma. Karma, is she actually powerful as a sport right now? Because, to be honest, I haven't seen much of her, but have we seen her in the LCS or perhaps in Korea?
Oh, definitely. I think the biggest thing for Karma is her sort of resurgence as a mid laner. But with ranged supports being played a lot more frequently, you can definitely see her as a support, which is how you'll be seeing her here. The last pick here, the super secret mid lane counter pick left for last for ECVisualize. It'll be interesting to see what gets locked in, because so Sayes is going to lock this one in. Appears to be a Zillion, could be absolutely anything, but he does know that it's going to be going up against a Rise pretty much no matter what. You can sort of flex Maokai in the mid lane if you just want to play a big beefy tank. A lot of teams used to do that with Nautilus versus Zed. You'd think that Nautilus is going top lane support or jungle or something like that, and then you just play it mid and Zed's like, oh great, there's a huge tank against me, what do I do? I don't know. So probably going to be an Azir locked in or LeBlanc. Whoa.
Ooh.
Looking to go a little bit aggressive there for Death Rip.
But then again, I guess he has to. He can't really let Rice stack up. He can't really let him get to that first to the mid game and then also the late game ahead. So what they do, pick up LeBlanc, go hyper aggressive, and then in the late game, possibly combine LeBlanc's potential to jump in, toss out a Q, and then jump back together with Sliver's poke. And then, of course, you have Bard as well. I believe Bard has a little bit of poke to add to Sliver, but isn't that more of a catch mechanic that they can, perhaps stack with the rest of the abilities on the side of ECVisualize?
Yeah, ECVisualize definitely going with a big pick composition. So ideally, you'll either land a Cocoon or you'll dash forward with a Chain from LeBlanc, and then either combo that up with a Tempered Fate from Bard or throw the Tempered Fate in initially to start the fight. That's definitely how they want to do it. On the other side, though, just strong standard picks. I guess the duo lane for Freelo Baby is a little bit unique. You don't traditionally see that exact combination, but a lot of long range, a lot of poke ability should give Freelo Baby a pretty strong lane phase while they wait for their mid laner Rise to stack up his Rod of Ages and Tear of the Goddess.
Yeah, perhaps that is that is why they actually pick up the Ezreal plus Bard, because at the very least they can poke back ever so slightly. It's not really that good until, of course, Ezreal starts building more and more into his blue builds, assuming, of course, Sliver goes for that blue builds. But they should at the very least be able to keep it somewhat equal. And if we're looking at the two junglers, we have Rek'Sai and Elise. Who do you expect to be ganking first? Are we looking at Rek'Sai to immediately go ham, or are we more looking at a little bit more of an spider insect approach in the bottom lane? Or perhaps are they going to arrive at the same time?
Hey, spiders are not insects, Techno. They are arachnids. Let's get that straight. But should be seeing Rek'Sai a little bit more aggressive. Sleep for Shady versus FF20 CVA. Damn, these names are next level, Techno. And of course, not their actual names, but still nice to see some of their, predominant emotions being shown through their names tonight. So you can definitely get a feel for some of the struggles that they've been going through. Either way, I mean, still two of the best teams in the tournament. I guess Freelo Baby may need a little bit of time to sort of come into their own, sitting in the middle of the pack with only about 3 wins. Definitely do have some potential. Just haven't quite realized it just yet.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, that's for certain. But if Freelo Baby can at the very least steal this game away from ECVisualize, I would say that could actually lock them up for top 4. But that all depends, of course, on who they're going to be facing later. Because Freelo needs to will be facing MCon, currently at 0 points. They will be facing the Western Hamsters, currently 0 points, and they will also be facing Asterion. Well, guess what amount of points they have right now?
That'd be a big 0, Techno.
Wow, exactly. So they're going to be facing the bottom of the pack, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if Freelo Baby, if they could steal that game away from ECVisualize right now, then they should be able to get to the finals. However, if they lose, then they should be very then there's a chance for the bottom tier teams to actually get themselves back up that scoreboard. But nevertheless, we have about 15 seconds remaining. Any last comments before we hop into the game, Rapid?
I'm actually just excited to see some of these, big Benelux names playing. My inner feeling wants Freelo Baby to win, but we'll see. No bias here, just excited to see this game.
Yeah, seems like a good way to go about this. And to be honest, I would not be unhappy if Freelo Baby wins, because it shakes up the standings a little bit more. Actually, is that true? It actually solidifies the standings, right?
Yeah, it actually makes it.
Okay, then they should... I shouldn't be saying that, because that makes me a little bit biased. Yeah, you're completely right. Whoever wins, wins. That's my knowledge of the day. I think that's the best way to put it. In the meantime, though, we're loading into the game. I hear the background music. And wow, this is going to be one heck of a match. It's ECVisualize against the team that makes itself known as Freelo Baby, and we have a pause as usual.
A pause to start things off. Better blame this one on Techno. It looks like we are waiting for one player to reconnect just a little bit. I know. I am definitely excited to watch this game. I do think, like I said, maybe there's a slight draft advantage for Freelo Baby, but ECVisualize, you cannot stop these guys once the snowball gets rolling. Ignite, teleport, top lane Fizz. I know a lot of Fizzes do play top lane now, but they almost always still go Flash just for the utility. Been a while since I've seen Ignite, although that will really, really help Zveen on his with his kill potential on Lenny, just because Maokai heals up a lot, and if you're going to go in for the kill, stopping that healing makes that kill all that much more likely. But it's okay, Techno. I have stopped your evil curse on this game. I have repaired all of the issues, and now finally we are good to go out of the rift for our first game of tonight's ESL Benelux Championship group stages.
Yeah, seems like a fair plan. Interesting choice here also by Sven in the top lane, picking up Ignite over Flash. I guess that's also due to his troll pull, allowing him to jump away in case of emergency, and also the additional damage against a Maokai who, Plus, of course, the healing reduction. So perhaps they can make something happen.
It's
although
almost like it's exactly what I just said, Techno.
Oh, yeah,
That we're
sorry.
on the same page.
Oh man, this is what happens when it gets too hot here. What can I say? Things go
Your brain
completely
shuts off,
awry.
but you can always keep your ears on. That's what I am doing.
Everything shuts off, man. Everything shuts off.
Techno's literally melting into a caster pool and right in front of
it's kind of like Vladimir's W, but fortunately, eventually I'll come back out of the pool completely rejuvenated and hopefully not taking that much damage from the heat.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, like you said, hopefully, but we'll see as we start into this game. I don't expect there to be too many things happening early on, so I wouldn't worry about anything too crazy. Just gonna see not double jungle, but just some assistance for both junglers and both duo lanes as well. Starting off on the bottom half of the map, and we're going to see standard lanes with a camp taken for both duo lanes.
Yeah, this is basically something we've been seeing since patch 6.7, 6.6, and also in season 4, 3, 2, 1, where we see a lot of jungle minions going to the lanes in order to give them that advantage. Well, I don't know. I thought they were trying to actually stop that from happening with the new jungle items that only give bonus experience. And then that means that the normal jungle monsters have less. But it seems
right.
They still haven't been able to actually stop that completely. So I'm wondering if they actually have to remove, for the first 5 minutes, the entirety of the jungle experience.
Well, no, you just have to make the camp spawn later. They've actually done that before.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it right now. So it'll be interesting to see. I definitely think that's the way to go. I don't have too many problems with just leaving the camp there, but it'll be exciting to see which duo lane comes out on top now that they both hit level 2. Traditionally, I would have expected Freelo Baby's duo lane to maybe have a slight advantage, but that's not the case, so we won't see any advantages for anyone, anywhere, Techno.
Well, the only advantage that we've seen so far is the fact that Elise actually, beat Rek'Sai in terms of taking the Scuttle Crab. Because look at the Baron pit, or at least the Riftwalker pits until minute 20. Elise actually has gained control of that one, so Rek'Sai is a little bit behind. So that's where they will have to, emphasize that advantage. And yeah, Sleep for Shady on the red buff. His advantage, however, is the fact he doesn't need mana. Although, no, Death Rip. I was a little bit afraid that Death Rip might actually jump over that wall there.
Yeah, I was a little bit afraid too. There, I was glad he made the right decision.
Yeah, well, to be fair, if he jumps over and steals away the red buff, Sleeper Shady is even further behind. Would not make for an interesting match. Although, at least now, still on the blue buff, seems to be a little bit slower because she actually did the Scuttle Crab on the top side, but she now hits level 4, which means that she's a little bit more powerful than Sleep for Shady, who just has to run away as fast as he can.
Oh, wow. Deathrip trying to play this lane aggressively, but you can see that, what is that Keystone Mastery? Storm Raider Surge, yeah, for Luxie. He is dashing and running around everywhere as he definitely, I wouldn't say wins out these matchups, but is definitely doing his very best to put some pressure out there.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how this lane will play out, because Deathrip needs to be a little bit careful. He can't really jump in if you run straight into a Rune Prison. And
very true. You really do get your mobility limited a lot by laning versus Rise, but always what's... Ooh, missed the cannon there. But always what's kind of on the minds of ECVisualize is the scaling. Rise, as the game goes on, is incredibly strong, so you definitely have to take it seriously.
Yeah, and the new items are also quite interesting, especially when playing a Rise. I mean, the new Rod of Ages giving you some additional sustain. You have the new tier that is now completely focused on mana instead of some regeneration. There are so many options right now, especially for a Rise to build. And I can definitely see why he's been gaining that much power lately. Nevertheless, though, yeah, none of the lanes really getting an advantage except for perhaps the jungle. I mean, look at this one. Elise finds Rek'Sai, but can she actually steal it?
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Well, she attacked Rek'Sai instead of the Gromp to steal it away.
Yeah.
Be a little bit of mistargeting there, but I don't think it's incredibly impactful, so we shouldn't see that matter incredibly much.
To be fair, how much did that actually cost her in experience? Like, she's now one and a half level behind, or at least half a level behind. So that might actually cost her, where Sleeper Shady will be hitting level 6. And actually mid lane...
Oh, man, gotta watch out, mid lane first blood! So much damage. I did not expect that, but Deathrip, man, gonna pick up his first kill of the game in a 2v1 situation. Kind of scary, but he came out on top.
Yeah, it looks like Sleeper Shady was just a little bit too late there, late to the party, and well, the burst damage. You were talking about the Thunderlord's correction, the it's not Thunderlord's decree that mastery is, if I recall correctly. It's Storm Raider's Surge.
Storm Raider's Surge,
it's
yeah.
so incredibly powerful. Actually, bottom lane, nice fight breaking out. Bart actually sent on a magical journey there, so that's also something to keep in.
Wow, Sliver winning that matchup 2v1. Didn't even have Zaze there with him. Really, really impressive to see what he was able to accomplish with that.
Yeah, it seems like they actually blew the cooldowns on Zaze, and that forced Zaze to take a magical journey, and that allowed Sliver to jump in. It's quite curious. For now, game relatively slow, except for Deathrip just ripping Luxie apart.
Yeah, that is true. And it's a good place to have that first blood, because you really want to keep the mid lane in under control if you're a Freelo baby, because you've got that scaling rise there. You want him to have a lane where he can stay in, stay safe, and not have to worry about just getting blown apart every 5 seconds.
Yeah, just look at the damage that Deathrip is dealing, but even more crazy is the amount of healing that Luxie has right now. Already, he took about half his health and damage, and now already back up to full. It's quite crazy. In the meantime, though, interesting items. Actually, the newer items for the mage builds. Actually, top lane now. Lenny in a lot of trouble. He pops his range from this to try to stay alive. Oh, it's Sven. He gets the kill, though.
Yeah, man, top lane Fizz is a monster. You really, really have to respect that.
Also note Dark Seal as Zaze is coming in in the bottom lane as Elise also joins him. Now they're looking for Facility. There's the trap onto Zaze, but it's CDA who actually will land Cocoon. Now they're on Facility. Facility might just go down. One more out attack. Shield? No, not enough. And that's the kill. Now CDA has to be very careful. The Ignite has already been popped.
Oh my gosh, that damage so much!
No, what is this? It's just incredible. It's just
It
incredible.
really is. I don't know, man. I certainly would not have planned that, but wow, what a survival there. I cannot believe at least lived. ECVisualize now up 4-0, definitely showing why they are one of the teams at the top of the bracket.
Yeah, it's just quite hard to fight against such a well-oiled machine, and while they might try to rage against the machine, it doesn't seem to work just yet. Speaking of doing some work, look at Sleeper Shady already on the opponent's red buff to at the very least get a little bit of an advantage from the fact that Elise showed herself in the bottom lane and now had to go back to base.
Yeah, having to go back to base really takes all of that pressure off the map, and Sleeper Shady, man, he's capitalizing on that immediately, but top lane though, it looks like he is going to go in for a gank, try to turn this lane around.
Yeah, but the issue is he's trying it, but I don't see it happening. He went left instead of right, and that cost him right there.
He juked when he should have jived. Always a struggle.
You have to make a decision. I mean, that's just a little bit of a guesstimate that you have to make. In the meantime, though, looking at the amount of CS, anything special? I don't think so.
No, nothing too crazy happening right now. It could definitely change. Always a possibility, but just keeping an eye on things, and really, like we said, it's a scaling idea for the team comp there on Freelo babies. So even though things are a little bit rough right now, just give it a little bit of time, and they'll sort of scale their way out of that. Although at least from what I expected to see out of that bottom lane, it should have been more dominant in the lane phase. Sliver just too good. He's able to win that matchup. That should have been very difficult, but coming down from the mid lane, another nice roam from Deathrip. Will he commit to it? Looks like not.
No, he actually walks right past the ward, so he had to go back and you could immediately see the Facility and Good Luck in Life immediately backed away in order to save their souls. Right now, though, it is CBA who just gives the buff over to LeBlanc, and we're going to see a little bit more fighting in this middle lane between Deathrip and Luxie.
Coming down with a magical journey. It looks like it's not like a Gundo.
Oh, there's an immense attack right there as Gila in life just destroys two of them. Together with Sliver. Sliver actually picks up the double kill right there. And we have both Facility and Gila in life going down. I would not be surprised if they now rotate over to the Dragon. And they do, so here we go. First Dragon, I believe that's a Cloud Dragon. So that's a little bit of out of combat movement speed. Very useful for Elise.
Yeah, it's good early on because it allows you to run around the map and most importantly come back from base a little bit more quickly. But it's really probably the least impactful of all of the dragons. You pretty much just take it so that you don't have to worry about it anymore, so that you can get on to the next one. But it is actually pretty good early on as far as going back and forth from lanes, and then like you said,
Sleep for Shady going a little bit deep there on the stage, but runs straight into Elise. Now Elise trying to turn it around. Sleep for Shady needs to be very careful. However, Gila and Live now joining in. CDA going on a magical journey. They're still chasing him down. Oh, there's a beautiful rune prison. And Luxie takes him down. Now they're focusing fire on Sace. Nice flash forward. Knocks him Sace. Sace goes down, and that's the first 2 kills for the team of Freelo, baby. And finally putting themselves on the scoreboard.
Hey man, nice way to see them try to turn things around. They definitely got those kills exactly where you wanted them. Luxie 2-1 right now is in a great spot. Doesn't really have to worry about very much at all. So expecting to see some pretty decent performance from him.
Yeah, those 2 kills should actually propel him right into the mid game. It's going to be an interesting fight here because Death Rip is now going straight for Luxie and doesn't really do all that much damage. Even with the Storm Ranger Surge, or the I can't say Thunder, Thunderlord's Decree.
There we go.
Yeah, I can talk English as well. I can even say it without saying that a tree is the same as 3. Yes, it's as a Dutchman, it's one of the hardest things to learn, especially once you've been doing it for years and years. We just have a much harsher language than you are used to, Rapid.
Well, I think the big takeaway is that you actually have a second language, whereas I am still working on learning mine. It is a struggle, but you're doing pretty well, so please no flame the techno.
Please no flame, thank you. In any case though, first item for LeBlanc completed Abyssal Scepter. I believe the Abyssal Scepter got a little bit of a change.
Yeah, okay, so now it's a little bit weaker than it used to be, but it does give CDR, so it's really more of an all-around item. You really don't see too many mid-lane matchups that don't build Abyssal Scepter. It's just so good. And of course, it'll be building into Morella and Omicron afterwards. It'll give him sustain, it'll give him lane stats, and oh man, Luxie trying to turn
Luxie going in straight into that rip, but here's Elise coming in as well. Immediately pops everything he has, so Luxie just says like, nope, I'm out of here. Top lane though, Sven is in a lot of trouble. Sleep for Shady's trying to take him down together with Lenny. Sven, one more jump. Is that enough? Troll pole. Nice job. But looks like they're going to just chase him down if he doesn't stop. So he immediately goes straight towards the second tier turret and then jumps into a brush. Bottom lane also going to be interesting because Sliver already popped his ultimate.
Facility so low.
Wow. But here's at least actually coming in. Yeah, Facility will be going down. Now they're on to good looking live. But here's the teleport coming in from the top lane as well. Lenny joins in the fight. Now Shady is also nearby. At the very least, Elise gets the kill. But near the tower, they do manage to take down Lenny. Elise almost goes down. Are they going to be able to keep... yeah, they will kill Rek'Sai as well. And that's a 4-0. Those teleports were coming in way too late.
Yeah, a little bit questionable there, a little bit shaky, if you want to call it that. Definitely would not have continued those teleports. Once you see something going badly, you have a decision to make. You can say, well, do I want to turn this one around? Do I want to just try to take an advantage on the other side of the map? And I think that definitely would have been a better decision there for Freelo baby. But we're starting to see kind of the differences between a team like ECVisualize that has looked completely unstoppable and Freelo baby that plays well and has individually talented players, but the team play is just a little bit off.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, especially when you consider that ECVisualize is, from what I can see right now, is just carrying out the plan. They have a plan, they play it out. It's kind of like as if it's scripted. And whereas Freelo baby decides to, well, their plays seem more impulse-like rather than actually planned out in advance. And that's why you get those weird teleports. Look at this play here with Bart.
Oh my god.
Straight for Lenny. Yeah, Lenny Well, he will survive, although does he?
This is so much pressure up here. There's only so much that a poor little Maokai can do. He's going to be trying his bestest up here to hold this lane as long as possible. Will he be able to? He does have a lot of help, and oh man, not going to be a fight you want to fight.
Actually gets rappel off now, trying to escape immediately, but will go down. And they get at the very least one return kill, but in the meantime, Sliver has already been dealing a little bit of damage here to the tower. Nice work with the magical journey by Bart, but still gets chased down. Actually, now in the meantime, it's LeBlanc jumping straight onto Sleeper Shady, but Sleeper Shady will be able to escape that one. Although, yeah, he had to pop his flash in the meantime.
Did indeed, and so for now, we are going to see that turret stay alive, but for how much longer? All it's going to take is another like 4-man rotation up there, and I don't know if Freelo Baby can quite stop that. It looks like that may actually be what we have here. Sayes and Zveen coming through the jungle. Facility, good realization. Just going to back off for now.
Yeah, he doesn't need vision. He just needs facility in order to be facilitated.
Facilitability.
Yeah, he just needs to facilitate it. In the meantime, though, this top tower already taking a little bit of damage and Facility and Good Luck in Life, just trying to defend it as best as they can. Yeah, not much to be said about that, as Rek'Sai screams out and jumps straight to the wolf camp.
Oh boy. Is that how you deal with your anger management problems, Rek'Sai? You just yell about it and go kill some things? That's not productive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that some people will have an issue if you do that too often. In the meantime, though, Sleep for Shady, just waiting nearby, has already revealed himself, so it's not really... Actually, can they actually see that ward? Because I'm a little bit curious. So he's can see the ward, but can they see it the other way around? Ah, yes, they can.
Okay, so he will actually auto-attack it over the wall. I don't think they wanted to give away their position just then.
That's Cloud Drake number 2.
Certainly is, Techno. It certainly is.
That's 30 movement speed. As now in the middle lane, yeah, Luxie in a lot of trouble. Actually pushed the flash out of there. Nicely dodging a lot of the CC there, because if all of that hit, it would have been one dead Luxie. But yeah, 30 movement speed out of combat. That's quite immense. If you get swiftness boots, don't you match mobility boots at this point?
Yeah, it's actually, oh, well, and it's only out of combat. So yeah, pretty much you're going to be moving pretty quickly at this point. So
speaking of moving,
nice to see that.
Bottom lane, Lenny in a lot of trouble. Ignite goes down, and
he's not going to be moving a whole lot longer. I mean, he was trying to maybe turn that one around. No, it's just not going to happen. Consistently, maybe, I don't know if you can say that's out of position, just not really realizing these possible rotations. Didn't have any ward coverage, so I don't really know what he was really expecting there. Tether up in the top lane onto Ezreal, but
yeah,
can arcane shift away.
Yeah, and Sayce is just going to take a magical journey again, so it's completely safe. And yeah, they're just pushing in right now. They actually bring Sleep for Shady there as well, who's now going to stay there for a little bit longer. And it's just tossing out those Qs every so often in order to deal a little bit of damage, actually forcing them back to the tower. But then Sliver just says, true shot barrage.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it goes. So yeah, a little bit of a breather now. We are going to see Zveen be forced to back off that turret as the minion wave dissipates, evaporates, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what happens to minion waves. They die. And so he's going to head back to base. Zveen actually will be going for that Trinity Force. We were talking about some of the newer changes. He'll probably be able to pick that up when he heads back to base, and there it is.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, but I guess it does work very well on the Fizz. I mean, the 20% cooldown reduction for the pull.
Mm-hmm. It's a very old school build. You used to see this build way back in the day when top lane Fizz was first a thing, but that back in that version, I think you actually built a jungle item on Fizz, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Citadel?
No, it was back when they had spirit items, and you didn't have to take smite. Sometimes you would take smite, just so that you could use your Smite defensively and offensively and stuff like that. So there's some differences nowadays. You don't have to bring that Smite, but Trinity Force, interesting to see aggressive itemization with Tank Fizz being so strong.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're going to do something about that. But for now, Trinity Force, 20% cooldown reduction, quite a bit. But if we're looking at the positioning of all the players right now, and yeah, quite focused around the top lane. Both junglers, both bot laners, both supports just hanging out. But another thing that I've been seeing quite a bit is the battle between Luxi and Deathrip. I mean, actually, speaking of battle, Swing takes a hit, but he will be able to escape. Actually, top lane, the turret goes down immediately. We'll see a little bit of a fight here. Sace is in a lot. Never mind. I was going to say he's in a lot of trouble, but she just walks it off. Yeah. Luxi versus Deathrip. Go.
No, they're just not going to go anywhere. They're just going to stand perfectly still. Luxi's at his turret. Deathrip doesn't really want to do anything, but it says they could have made the play behind the turret. He actually might still look for it. Oh, Luxi
yeah, here they go. Oh, Luxi almost immediately gets obliterated. He uses an Archangel Staff. Actually, Sarah's Embrace stays alive for a long time. Ignite will take down, but it's not going to be enough. Lenny and Sleep Shady just jumping in. And Luxi, even with everyone jumping on him, he survives. I mean, how tanky is that Rise?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, to be fair. So I don't know what else to say about that one. The biggest thing to watch out for is going to be that Rise as it scales up. But I don't know if that's necessarily something that you can really expect at this point, because it's not going to get there fast enough.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a strange game right now, but if history serves us well, we're going to see a 24-minute Baron and then the game is over. Like, that's most likely what's going to happen, assuming it just happens the same way as the previous games right now. For now, at least in the meantime, just clearing out some of those tunnels, and Sliver and Sace just going to clear out that middle turrets. Should be almost able to actually do something right there.
Almost. But it's almost good enough, technically.
Oh, Sliver gets hit by the Rune Prison, now has to back away. There's the ace goal. Nice block in there. Stays. He needs the true surprise coming out as well. At least stays alive for a little bit longer. Caitlyn now coming in from the side. Facility jumps straight. Stays actually stays alive. But now it's going to be Deathrip who takes on Shady. Now they're chasing down Vidlick alive. He also goes down immediately onto Lenny. Lenny on the other side. Luxi's there as well. But will they actually go in? Deathrip. Wow. Just waiting for this possibility. Luxi's still there. They're still waiting for that wave to push in, and then perhaps they can go in again.
This game's actually starting to get a little bit crazy, but it's not crazy in the way that Freelo baby wanted it to be. Middle turret will go down. Facility loves face tanking those Mystic shots. Sliver hit a really big power spike right now with his Muramana upgraded and then Iceborne. He's just killing it. So you really can't do a whole lot about Sliver. He is just a monster. Top lane also is being, doesn't have any summoner spells, but it's going to take a very long magical journey out of base.
Oh, Facility!
He is, wow! Okay.
Just ran straight into Deathrip and got obliterated.
Techno, you're such a bad play-by-play caster. You didn't even cast that kill happening.
It just happened. It was so fast.
It literally happened instantaneously. There's no play-by-play possible. It's just like, and this guy died. So I think you're going to be having that problem a lot.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared about what Deathrip can do right now, because he's going to turn a lot of people into Napoleon blown apart.
Ah, well played.
It's just like Deathrip right there, but now they're looking for Sleep for Shady, who has to back away, and they rotate down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, great rotation, very well called there, Techno, and it is going to be a big push down here. I don't think there's any way to save this turret. I think the only thing can save it is just, you know, maybe a little bit of timidness, maybe a little bit scared. For some reason, ECVisualize not really willing to throw, just gonna be content to poke things out there. Of course, waiting off to the side is Deathrip, and you all know what he's gonna try to accomplish, although he won't be able to accomplish it just yet, as he is still being scouted out by a
Yeah, it's going to be curious, although Deathrip, once again, in position, but still waiting. They actually find that pink ward, so That one's going to get taken out. But this tower down to, well, 500 hit points. Like you said, it's not going to last that long. Now Sveen has to be a little bit careful because he's going to get chased down. But this tower, yeah, this wave is going to be enough.
I think that's a fair assumption, Techno. I definitely would not want to stay there and defend that. And just another great rotation here by ECVisualize towards the mid lane. Zveen's going to push it back up, and curious to see if they really want to push this. It looks like they do not, but I don't really see why they wouldn't. I mean, there is a little bit of gold on his sliver. He's sitting at 2,300 in his pocket, so he'll definitely want to take a trip back to base. Can only expect to see that Blade of the Ruined King completed, and there it is.
Yeah, Blade of the Ruined King is going to assist quite a bit in if they actually want to start taking down Baron, although it's only 60 damage these days. It's only 60 damage max versus me as a monster, so it's a lot less powerful than it used to be. Nevertheless, I saw a few pings on the Baron, and that means we're going to see a play happening there.
That we certainly are, Techno. I think one interesting thing, at least you can look for around Baron, is the possibility for a comeback. Baron giveth, Baron taketh away. You know, it's never quite a game until you throw at Baron, and that's definitely possible. So we'll see if ECVisualize are calm, cool, and collected enough to maintain their composure around that objective.
Well, they are already clearing a lot of the wards that are nearby, so they could theoretically start it relatively soon. Also, an interesting thing, Sveen will be getting the TP back. He's now pushing that bottom lane, and yeah, he's just going to continue doing what Fizz does best, and that's being hell annoying.
That's very well put, Techno. That is exactly what he's been pretty much doing all day, all game. Playing Fizz, sitting in the side lane, being difficult to catch.
Yeah.
When I play Fizz, it does not seem like he is that elusive. I troll pull and then I just die instantly afterwards.
That's the issue. You don't have an Arachnid in your team, and yeah, at that point, yeah, what can I say? Without the power of Elise, you just can't make it. That's how it works. But I hope you're not fishing for compliments here, as Sveen is actually just going to take this red buff away from the team of Freelo Baby, and now they're going straight for Baron. This is going to be an interesting one because, well, we have Lenny set up with his teleports. Actually rotate away from Baron. Interesting choice.
I can't believe they actually just gave that red buff to Zveen. That means that he can split push bottom lane forever. No one can stop him. He is ridiculously strong, and yeah, there's just nothing that's going to be able to be done.
Yeah, I mean, Maokai can't even run away now from Fizz. If Fizz even gets one hit in, and that's relatively easy. QE gone. Actually, right now in a lot of trouble as Luxie will get caught. Exhaust goes down. Wow, even with the exhaust, look at how
Look at that Storm Raider surge. That is nuts.
That's just ridiculous. Oh wow, Luxie even more damage now. That Rip might take him down, but he will actually go down to the tower. No. Actually survives, and now they're going Sveen also coming in from the rear. Good looking alive, has to flash out. In the meantime, Super Shady also taking a lot of damage. Yeah, Rapid, a lot of stuff happened, but in the end, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, no one died. That's kind of surprising, but I think the big thing to notice will be this Baron. The committal to it is the big question mark. Do ECVisualize want to commit to it? Looks like the answer is no. They have called Zveen all the way up from the bottom lane. He does have red buff, and I think now would be a great time for him to use that power to his advantage. He's actually not going to go for that. Instead, just opt to kind of chill out up here. Not really willing to commit a whole lot.
Yeah, ECVisualize just playing it by the numbers here. They have an 8,000 gold lead. Dragon will be up in about 10 seconds. Even worse than Nidalee Spears.
I'm pretty sure he's actually just dead. Dean, will he go in to finish the job? No. Because he goes in and almost goes down.
But at the very least, they pushed away the tower. So it was definitely a good play here. But yeah, 1 minute remaining. ECVisualize just taking their time. I like it when teams just slow down and not just go all in when they're slightly ahead. Oh,
oh my god, are you kidding
Sniped.
me?
Yes.
Okay, alright man. He's kind of putting on a show at this point, so well played. Nice to see that working out. Oh my god.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they went down. Wow. Facility
Not all I can
is
say,
definitely
man.
the solution. I agree. In the meantime, though, this Baron is taking a lot of damage, and you can see Freelo Baby is like, okay, we don't have Facility, we're just going to back away from Baron and let them have it, we'll take the Dragon instead. But can they do it? Well, they should be able to. They have Sleep for Shady and the rest of the team there. And ECVisualize like, okay, sure, you can have the Dragon, it's just a mounted Dragon, I believe, which is not very useful if you're behind.
Yeah, exactly. That is not not necessarily what you're looking for. Not a comeback mechanic. Let's put it that way.
In the meantime, though, wow, just look at those kind of minions and melee minions. Basically, all the minions affected by Baron buff. You just obliterate the tower. They take the blue buff now as well. Give it to Death Rip, and well, back to base. Let's buy some items. 2,500 in the hands of Ezreal.
Yeah.
That's
A little bit
instant.
ridiculous.
Yes. Well, Lord Dominic sends his regards.
That is going to be the item picked up. Kind of interesting. I would have expected some healing reduction there, but not going to go for it. Just going to, send his regards elsewhere, I suppose.
Yeah. Regarding that, looks like Bart is building towards the Frozen Heart from the looks of it to further emphasize his defensive stats.
Yeah, you are correct there.
I often am.
Frozen Heart Bard. It's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of builds on Bart lately. AP, AD, even tank. It's very curious to see how versatile he actually is.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Bard,
look at Luxie here. There's the engage, actually. Sorry for the interruption. As Death Rip is right there, but takes so much damage. Ricochet now immediately going in, but has no follow-up whatsoever, or gets no follow-up whatsoever. And Luxie down to about 3 bars, so 300 hit points. Sleep for Shady. I don't know what he was thinking, but I think he was assuming his team would follow.
Assumptions that he should probably not have made. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I have somewhat given up on Team Freelo, baby. They don't really seem to have any way, any option to actually get back, because this Baron buff is going to be hammering on their towers again. Bottom tower almost down, and if that one goes down, well, then it's the beginning of the end. Well, it's already the beginning of the end right now, as at least needs to get away as fast as he can, but she actually goes down. But they blow up Facility. They immediately nuke Facility. So it's a spider for a... Actually, they're chasing us, being not really the smartest move there. It's too shady. What do you... Actually, it's really...
Oh man, that's a big flash though.
Yeah,
Lenny.
it's incredible, man. Then he also gets destroyed. Good looking life gets destroyed. Yeah, I want to be play-by-play casting this, but it's not so much play-by-play. It's more like, oh, you die. Oh, you die. And here we go again. Sleep Shady dies. And this is basically the name of the game right now here from ECVisualize. Death Rip goes in, straight to Luxie, and Luxie dies. I mean, play-by-play casting is so easy, Rapid. So easy when this happens.
Yeah, it's just like, and that guy's dead. And now it's probably the end of the game here. 35 minutes, but 21-4. Oh my god. 22-4. I should learn not to quote the end game score before the game is actually over. 22-4 will be the final scores. The Nexus will fall, and ECVisualize will take this game over Freelo.
Ridiculous how good ECVisualize is, and they further solidify their lead at the top of the scoreboard, and I believe that's 4 out of 4 right now, which basically means we have, I believe, our first qualified team for the finals.